Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, markets are in a holding pattern awaiting tomorrow's US non-farm payrolls report. First up today is news that the Reserve Bank of Australia will have a new governor in September, with Philip Lowe replacing Glen Stevens, whose extended term ends then. They are following a recent Aussie tradition of appointing a deputy governor to the top job. This move embeds the current policy approach of the RBA, the one that they've followed for years. Next, markets are now awaiting the US non-farm payrolls report due out early tomorrow morning. There was a slight rise in jobless claims last week, but most analysts are expecting to see a clear signal that wages are rising at an increasing rate. 2.4% is the expectation. If confirmed, that may well change the Fed's outlook. In China, Alibaba Group posted an almost 40% rise in sales in the March quarter as they cashed in on quickly improving consumer sentiment in China. Part of their growth is a push into rural villages, but they are only in 14,000 of the 600,000 of them. Yahoo owns 15% of Alibaba. If you do business in China, you need to have an Alibaba presence. In the US, Republican presidential hopeful says he will replace Janet Yellen if he's elected, solely on partisan grounds. Apparently, she is not a Republican. He also stated he likes the low interest rate policy that the Fed has, which is a flip-flop from an earlier position. And staying in the US, there is a move to block banks from using mandatory arbitration clauses in their terms and conditions for their products. Such clauses are a way for banks to avoid class actions when they err, and a way they can cover up systemic errors. In New York, the benchmark US Treasury 10-year yield is slightly lower at 1.76%. We saw sharp falls yesterday in local swap rates, bringing them back to near record lows across the curve. But the oil price is a tad higher, now just over $44 a barrel in the US, while Brent is just on $45 a barrel. The recent frenzy in iron ore prices seems to have come to an end, with recent fixings showing some small declines. And the gold price is essentially unchanged today at $1,273 an ounce. And finally, the New Zealand dollar is not much changed either, still at 68.8 US cents, 92.2 Aussie cents, and it's at 60.4 euro cents. The TWI is now at 71.9. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.